August hiatus. We're like the French. We take the entire month of August off.
Did we?
I think we practically did.
We're like Congress.
We're like Congress. We're like the French. We're like the Spanish. You need us and we're not there. We're off napping.
That means we're doing something right.
Yeah, we're enjoying life. In this country, there's not a good enough work-life balance. We balance our work and our life and our passion. Let's have a QAnon update, Mo. Before, on one of our previous shows, I told you about how some were speculating that Hillary Clinton had given a signal for Ghislaine Maxwell to be assassinated in jail.
That's coming up.
She's still alive.
Still alive.
Because it could have either been on, I think, the 14th of August, which has passed, or September 4th.
Which is tomorrow.
So, this might be the last night we talk about Ghislaine Maxwell as alive. Do you have any fond memories that you want to share?
There was one time her and I were hanging out on the Upper East Side. Mm-hmm. And she forced me to fondle her genitalia.
Didn't you blow George Clooney in the bathroom with her or something like that?
I thought we agreed not to talk about that.
I saw that in the post.
Jesus, man.
But yeah, so, we'll see. We're giving you one last chance, QAnon, to prove that you are what you say you are. They are who we thought they were.
Is there a way that we can check on her? Like, is there like a live feed of her cell that we can see? Like,
there should be, but apparently she's like the second prisoner to be allowed visitors. The first being this guy Keith Rainier from the Nexium cult, which there's a new HBO show called The Vow, which is a documentary all about that I started watching. It's interesting, but yeah, apparently she's been able to get visitors. So maybe the fact that she's able to get visitors means one of those visitors will assassinate her soon.
She's going to be poisoned.
Poisoned, strangled.
Do we wish her farewell?
There's some big, strong women in prison. They could strangle her.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, did you ever see the guy who was Epstein's cellmate, who supposedly at least tried to kill him once before? Nicholas Tartaglione.
No.
He's a big ex-cop who was in jail for murdering like 3 people.
Is he Italian?
I believe. He looks...
Tagliatelle,
by all measurements, he's Italian.
That's your people. That's
big arms.
You're Italian, right?
I don't want to be stereotyped.
You're Italian when it's convenient. We love that. We've discovered that. Italian by convenience.
This is terrible. That's not woke.
Does she have a cellmate? I assume she'd be alone.
I don't think
She's
so.
a high profile.
Yeah,
watch.
I don't think they're. It'd be too obvious this time for her to have a cellmate after what they so publicly did to Jeffrey.
How do you think Jeffrey was murdered?
I think either that guy or someone else just came in.
Strangled.
They took a cord. Maybe they even took the bed sheets. Who knows? And they just strangled him because the cameras weren't working and the guards were asleep and
everything went wrong that could go wrong at that exact moment.
Yeah. So
Well, he's still alive. He's back on his island. There's footage of him on his island.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Yeah, he's not dead.
I believe that.
It's like Tupac.
No, he's for sure dead.
Tupac.
But we'll see what happens with Ghislaine. It's just insane that this Ghislaine stuff is happening in the midst of everything else. The protests, the COVID. It's all one big tornado of conspiracy that's happening right around us. And we, on this show, are right in the eye of it. Now, getting back to QAnon, I wanted to say that I read an article. As you know, Mo, I'm not a believer in QAnon.
You're not.
I think it's about merchandising.
Okay.
I think it's about website traffic. And it's just, projection also. Because I read an article, basically they figured out who the QAnon guy is, which I already knew.
Who's Q?
Supposedly, it's the guy named Jim Watkins.
Okay.
Who was the creator of 8chan.
Yeah.
This website where QAnon first started. And someone was able to figure out that the server that hosted the new QAnon site, because 8chan got shut down because they were showing these horrible videos, and the site that hosts 8chan or 8kun, whatever the new website is, and the QAnon site are registered to the same guy, this guy Jim Watkins, who a lot of people thought was him.
Q.
Yeah.
He's Q.
He's just putting out these Q drops, and basically it's a way to bring traffic to his website and now to sell merchandise. And it may have started with some other people, but he may have locked them out because he changed the password, and now it's just him. And he's off living in the Philippines, hiding for some reason. Some people, now I want to put a big allegedly on this. Some people think that, maybe there's some pedophilia involved with this. And this would be perfectly in line with the typical Trump supporter mindset of everything being projection. Because, the Q people are obsessed with pedophilia. Everyone's human trafficking, and all of Hollywood is pedophiles.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's being run by a pedophile, allegedly. But take a look at this guy.
It's a great tattoo.
That's Jim Watkins. Well, that's not a real tattoo, but
He should get that.
I think, yeah, there's a big Q in the middle of his forehead.
Fantastic.
So, that's where we are with Q. So tomorrow we'll see. Here's another picture of him. He's off hiding in the Philippines. There's a great article on Medium that details, Russian connections and the whole. I'll tweet it out on the Conspiratards Twitter account.
We have one of those?
We have a Twitter account, yeah. That's how we get.
Oh, yeah, that's
listeners.
right. I forgot. It's been so long.
We do our Q drops on our Twitter account.
Isn't Medium mostly opinion?
I have no idea. All I know is
I feel like Medium is all like opinion articles, like
listen,
op-ed stuff.
the media is all opinion these days.
You were a big defender of the media, saying that they have these lawyers and these checks and balances in places.
Well, no, I'm talking about big outlets like CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, etc. You're
sucking their dick, man.
It's the facts.
You're sucking the media's dick.
Remember, I'm Joe Friday. Just the facts.
Jesus Christ, man.
So anyways, it's a very well-written article, I think, and it details a lot. So this is my idea of Q. But we'll see. We'll see if Ghislaine dies tomorrow. What's up with you?
Oh, gosh, sorry. They're just so...
What do you think? I was talking to the audience?
Yeah, I thought you were polling the room. Just fighting the good fight, man. There's so much going on right now.
Fuck, I shouldn't have worn a sweater.
In the world.
It's really hot in here.
But you also have a dumbass bandana.
Oh, that's right.
Around your neck. That is saving your life from COVID. Thank God you're wearing that. Otherwise, who knows? You'd be dead by now.
You're an anti-masker.
This fucking cloth bandana is the key against the world's deadliest virus. Thanks, Dante.
That did everything. Took that off. Let me fan myself.
I've been really strongly considering starting an OnlyFans lately.
Really?
Yeah.
But what would you do on there?
I would just sit there and play Call of Duty for like 12 hours straight.
See, that sounds like some sort of false advertising.
People are fucking weird, and I'm sure they would pay to see it.
Okay, if you're playing it naked,
I would just be topless. I would be topless and like boxers with nipple clamps on, and I would attract a lot of viewers.
Being topless as a man isn't as attractive as women being topless. I don't even think for gay men they're that into seeing men topless.
Have you seen me topless?
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah, it's great.
But it's not that exciting.
It's like, oh shit, nipple clamps?
No,
what?
Because you see a woman topless, and they're usually not supposed to be. So
well,
there's
like
a mystery.
It's like, if you want to see me topless and pantless, then you have to subscribe to my whatever it's called, the premium version of it.
So you'll be playing Call of Duty with one hand and stroking.
I'm like shooting with my right hand, and I'm stroking my joystick with my left. If Bella Thorne can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, well, she's in trouble.
She's not in trouble. She's fantastic.
She ruined OnlyFans for all the other women.
I think she cracked the code. She's a genius.
What did she do that was so genius? be famous and go on and pretend that she was going to give people naked pics.
She scammed the fuck out of all these losers.
That's scamming.
Yeah, it's America. That's called being smart.
No, she's not.
It's no worse than insider trading that happens on Wall Street all the time.
That's terrible. And we still got to go after Kelly Loeffler and the other guy in the Senate.
No one cares.
Well, that's the problem in America. No one cares.
Yeah, no one, people care more about Bella Thorne scamming OnlyFans than these corrupt politicians insider trading and benefiting off of a global pandemic. Like,
that's why this is the end of the great American empire, because when people stop caring about the rule of law, it's only a matter of time till the whole thing just crumbles.
Are you upset with Bella Thorne?
Personally,
like, how do you feel about it? I think it's great. I love what she did.
Look,
she made a couple $1 million.
It's capitalism. Yeah. I get it, but if I were those other sex workers or however they bill themselves, I would be pissed at OnlyFans more so. But if she really did, and it's not clear whether she promised a nude pic or whether someone spoofing her account promised a nude pic, but if she really did and took all that money and then just gave them a normal clothed picture, that's wrong. I'm sorry. That's fraud, and she should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
I don't know, man.
And sent to jail.
I don't know. Everyone's definition of nude is different. What if her definition of nude is, I'm in a bikini, I'm in lace underwear, whatever the case may be.
I don't know what the definition, what the parameters are on OnlyFans specifically. But what I want to know is all these people who are doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That stuff leaks online.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally no way it doesn't leak.
I know.
And I know you're making money from it right now.
Right.
But that'll be on the internet for the rest of your life.
Well, that's why I don't feel bad for these people who pay for that stuff. Just wait for the shit to leak. Someone's gonna leak a Bella Thorne actual nude. The fact that she was able to amass that much money in a short amount of time shows just how dumb people are. You wait for like 4 days. You're gonna go to Reddit. You can see whatever the fuck you want for free.
I agree. Listen, aside from the ethical arguments some people make that you should pay porn performers, you should subscribe so they get money and they don't have to be exploited. Okay, putting aside all that,
right?
Anyone that pays for any porn on the internet is a fucking idiot.
They're morons.
Especially OnlyFans.
You deserve to be scammed.
Like, everything will leak. And for the people who create the OnlyFans, this is short term.
Yeah.
And the people who have a mind to make an OnlyFans and actually put nude pictures and videos of themselves on there, they're not going to be good with money.
No, it's all the people who are, probably working at strip clubs.
Or just normal people
who are like people who can't pay their bills and like, hey, like I got a big Instagram following, I'm hot, I got a good body, let me sell some images. But I mean, OnlyFans as a company is also pretty genius. Like, what did they do differently besides like give the content creators a paywall and that's it?
I mean, that's all it takes. Look,
it's all it was.
There's also Cameo, which people thought wasn't going to work and was stupid, but celebs are hungry for just even a little bit of cash.
That's it. Now you got people losing their jobs because their employers are finding out that they have OnlyFans and like they're posting nudes and shit. Like, it's going to get really bad. But I think Bella Thorne is a pioneer.
Well, hopefully that this leads to some kind of change in the American attitude towards nudity and sexuality in public. As you know, we were founded by Puritans at the very beginning. And
you mean rapists?
No, I'm talking about the Puritans, first of all. The people who left England because they were so religious and they had to be even more religious. So they needed a whole new land to come and be religious on. And they're weird about sex, and it's been like a thing in the American consciousness since then. Very uptight. So hopefully this openness and this success that comes from things like OnlyFans and whatever comes next will change our minds and make it a more open society. But if it doesn't, then yeah, you're gonna always have these OnlyFans pictures that you took for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Believe me, you should listen to Mia Khalifa talk about her time in porn. She was in porn for like 6 months, and
That's it?
it's marked the whole rest of her life. She can't go anywhere without people talking about, some video that they jerked
Well,
off
I
to.
mean, her situation is a little different. Like, she was basically like whatever. What is she like? She's Middle Eastern. I don't know from which part.
Lebanese.
Yeah, she was a Lebanese Uncle Tom, if you will. She was doing all this porn with her wearing a hijab,
Right.
and she's got these big fake tits. So like, she did that to herself. I don't have sympathy for her because she chose to exploit her own culture for financial gain. Like, I don't know if that's the as bad as cultural appropriation or like culture vulturing, but like, she did that.
Can we do a little sidebar here?
Sure.
Okay, so now it's bad for people who are of a culture to do whatever the hell they want with it?
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
You know
I'm
what?
just saying I don't have sympathy for her.
I'm sick of the word culture.
I don't
We
have
put
sympathy for her.
Culture on a pedestal.
I don't.
No, everyone is like, that's my culture. You can't take my culture and do that. Get the fuck over it. Are you your culture or are you you? You got an individual brain in your head and you're living a life. You're not connected to all that shit. It's all made up stuff that old people who have been dead for hundreds of years are putting on you and making you feel like you have to live up to. Do you see me walking around with a big mustache and a chef hat's on and I'm fucking twirling pizza dough everywhere I go? And I don't care if you
People
do.
don't
Should I
wear
be
that
mad
shit
when
anymore.
Should I be mad when people deliver pizzas? That's my culture.
Did someone accuse you of culturally appropriating lately? Why are you so up in arms right now?
I'm so against the woke people and the cultural appropriators,
Right.
the accusers. Like, now you can't even, anyone who's not pure.
Yeah.
Like, only the professional activists can apparently exploit culture to get you to donate to them.
See, I think that there is a fine line when it comes to appropriating that a lot of people don't understand. Like, if I'm dressing a certain way because I like that style of fashion, that's not appropriating. But if I'm literally stealing from another culture for a financial gain, then yeah, that's appropriating. That's vulturing.
Okay, but like, let me ask you. People get mad, say,
you know that
when they see people wearing like Chinese or Japanese garb,
like a kimono. I think one example you used before was a kimono.
Or let's say you put on like, one of those hats, or you do your makeup like a geisha girl or something, right? And then you take a picture and then they say, you're cultural appropriating.
Right.
All right, what are you supposed to do? Cut a check to the Japanese government? Would that make the people happy? Where are you supposed to send the money to?
I think what you should do in that situation is you should go on OnlyFans. You should find a Japanese content creator and subscribe to her page. And then, it's even. You're even now.
Everyone's just living for donations these days.
You're fucking even. No, but my point in bringing that up was I don't care what she did because she's Lebanese and that is her culture. But I'm saying I don't have sympathy for her because she rose to prominence because it was kind of taboo. If you was like, oh my God, this woman from Muslim culture where porn is so fucking prohibited and looked down upon is dressed in jihad and getting fucked. Like, this is amazing.
Well, I don't think that...
So, like, she did that to herself. So I can't have sympathy for her because now she feels bad about what she's doing because she can't walk around in public anymore. Like, that's her fault.
The thing is, how many people go into porn and remain relatively anonymous? I don't think she was so well thought out that she knew that the American appetite for women in hijabs and glasses getting banged was going to be so big. So, I understand she was young.
Right.
She probably feels like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
Of course.
We've all regretted things.
Yeah, I think that she does deserve a second chance.
But getting back to the OnlyFans people.
Yeah.
Like, these people are all like, oh, man, everyone seems to be cool with it right now. Fuck it, I'll have an OnlyFans. Right? I'll get that money and then, I'll be rich forever.
Trying to secure the bag.
People don't realize, like, that's like an early 20s mentality.
Right.
All I got to do is make some money and then I'll just have it forever.
Well, that's like the majority of the people on OnlyFans. They're like 19-year-old girls from Kansas.
We have been through the filter of the 20s and now we realize, oh, fuck. It never stops. Every day you have to keep making
Yeah.
money or the whole
Right.
fucking thing falls apart.
Do you remember when $100 was a lot of money to you?
I mean, yeah, secretly it still is, but yeah. No,
Like-
but I remember when like $6 would be like,
You're like,
yeah,
yeah,
let's go to Taco Bell instead.
right? I remember you in our 20s refused to have dinners with us because
I only started having dinners in the last year.
because you thought a $15 entree was too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course you give this 20-year-old girl who probably dropped out of college a chance to make, $1,000 a day. She's like, oh my God, fuck my parents. I don't have to do anything else. I don't need to educate myself. I don't need to think about my future consequences because I'm getting $1,000 a day every day
And-
now.
And look, like, I know exactly. It's their freedom and they feel like, hey, I'll figure it out. I'll make it. I'm not anti-sex worker positivity. I know
Are
there's
they
a
even
movement
sex
towards
workers
it.
though? Like,
I don't know.
if you're just like a normal, well, not normal, but like a regular content creator who's not like an escort or a stripper, like, can you still claim the status of sex worker? Like,
I guess that
I don't understand it.
They should have their own sex influencers. I don't know.
hey, I also hate that fucking term.
Yeah,
Influencer.
It was made up
Fuck
probably
you.
by influencers to be like, this makes us sound important. So I'm not anti people being able to make money off their sexuality. All right. I don't always think it's the best choice, but I'm not going to say it's bad and just automatically demonize people. However, maybe there should be just like a rudimentary psychological examination you should have to go through before you start an OnlyFans to make sure you're in the right headspace because you don't understand. Make sure your brain is fully formed.
You want like a test, like a test before you join OnlyFans?
You may not understand the long-term consequences
Hey,
here.
take this survey
Yeah.
before you start making $1,000 a day.
Yeah, before you make $1,000 a day for like a year.
Yeah.
And then people are sick of you. And then either you have to keep upping the ante and doing all kind of weird shit, or your pictures are out there forever because it's all going to leak. All I got to do is take a screenshot of it, and it's on the internet forever.
Where are these OnlyFans girls at in real life?
Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
Hollywood, yeah.
How many
All over the country.
how many accounts have you subscribed to so far?
Never, not one. I've never put a dime. Like, I don't even know how people feel secure putting the credit card information in to a porn website.
Right.
Right. When I was a kid in the late 90s, when the internet was first a thing and porn was first a thing,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, all right, maybe if I just make up a credit card number. I was trying to figure out ways to do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I was like, because back then you kind of had to, but
Yeah.
then luckily someone democratized the porn internet. Is democratized the right word? Whatever it is, they freed it up. They Robin Hooded the fucking porn out of the internet.
Disrupted, maybe?
Yeah,
Decentralized?
sure.
Maybe.
It's like
I
Al
don't know.
Qaeda, or not Al Qaeda, ISIS. No, not ISIS either. Man, I'm rusty. When you don't talk for a long time for a couple of weeks, it's mostly I just sit in my room all day.
Your job requires you to speak, right?
Do the COVID. Yeah, but in short bursts.
So you're like, what are you, half retarded now?
I feel like it.
Conspiratard. You're a conspiratard.
But I wanted to get back to the appropriation thing.
Yeah. It's a hot topic for you lately. I feel like we've touched on this at least over the last couple of
No.
episodes.
I didn't want to get back to the
You
appropriation
didn't?
thing.
Okay.
I wanted to get back to the idea of making decisions that, by the way, one more thing on the appropriation thing.
Yeah.
I keep seeing on Twitter, there's people that are pro Sean King,
Right.
and there's a lot of people of color who are anti Sean King.
Right.
Now, who am I supposed to believe? I've read some things about some of his fundraising that I don't like.
Right.
He recently apparently sent out an email like, oh, man, this death of Chadwick Boseman really hit us all hard, didn't it?
Buy my book.
Well, anyway, I got this book coming
Yeah.
out that's all about us being together. And do you think he's actually secretly white? Because I've seen that conspiracy too.
Yeah. I know he's at least half white, which to you is still black.
Because he shaves, not to me, I didn't make those rules. He shaves that mustache
Well, no,
down.
you defended Kamala because she identifies as black when she's only half. So the same thing for Sean, right? Would be applied.
If
by
he
that logic.
says he's black, I'll take him at his word.
Okay. He's at least half white. For some reason, you can't find pictures of his parents anywhere.
I've seen pictures of his parents.
Really?
And I've seen pictures of his brother.
And they're white.
You should see this guy.
Let
me see if I can find this.
I saw what was supposed to be his birth certificate, and the ethnicity of both of his parents is listed as white. But there's a lot of different.
Well, what I want to know is, like, am I supposed to believe him?
I don't know. I mean, anytime his ethics are
That's his brother.
isn't he adopted or something? Sean?
That looks a lot like him.
It does.
If
And
you
look at his
the
eyes. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, he's got like...
I mean, look. They look very similar.
Well, he won't grow a full beard. Like
he won't grow a full mustache.
He keeps that like creeper goatee.
And if you look closely at his mustache,
it's straight.
It's shaved. He has hair on the upper part, the so-called Hitler part of the mustache. He has hair follicles there, but he shaves it down, so it's just a little pencil line.
Yeah,
like he's fucking, the Addams Family dude.
What's that guy's name? I don't remember. But one thing that is interesting, and I always find it fascinating when the question of his ethics around money comes up, he always takes the most defensive stance.
Yeah. And
traditionally, when someone gets that defensive, they're usually wrong. They're usually guilty.
Daily Beast had a great article about him.
So
expose, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I have mixed feelings about the guy.
Mixed?
Hey, you see what I did there? See what I did there? No, I mean, he's raising a lot of awareness around issues involving and about black people, which is fantastic. He's got a huge following, a lot of which are people that aren't of color. So in that regard, I think he's doing great. But yeah, a lot of his communications are a bit skeptical. Like Chadwick died and he's asking me to buy a book.
Or the time that he raised money so he could climb a mountain.
Yeah.
And then he gave up after 2 days.
Right. Things like that. And he'll argue like, oh, I don't make money off my book. I don't make any money off of the donations you guys send. It's like, dude, come on. We're not idiots.
Right.
We know how these nonprofits, these charities work. Someone's eating off that shit.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, he is doing a great job in raising awareness around these social injustices.
So if someone's a supporter, if they're actually doing good work, even if their methods aren't exactly clean from an ethical standpoint, does that make it excusable? Okay.
I mean, this kind of ties into the whole Bella Thorne thing, Well,
actually, I wanted to
same but different.
I wanted to tie it into this woman who came out today, a professor,
Rachel Dolezal
at George Washington University.
I saw that.
Yeah, Jessica Krug.
Yeah.
She revealed in a bombshell Medium post, so maybe it was just her opinion, according to you, that she's lied about being black her entire career. Right. This is her, by the way. You see her?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What would you, if you didn't know that she was lying?
She's fucking white.
You still think she's white?
From Florida, probably.
She's an African American history associate professor at George Washington University.
Also, don't call her African American when she just said she's not.
African American history associate professor.
Don't call her African American.
That's her title. She said in the blog that she's white, Jewish, and was raised in Kansas City.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Now, hold on. If she was out there educating people about African American history, is it okay? Obviously, it's not. It doesn't give you a good feeling inside to know someone was lying about being black all these years, but
right.
Were the good deeds that she did, and I'll say that before knowing too much about her, it's something that could always come out, but just based on my initial reading, is it okay? And is it okay if Sean King turns out to be a regular Jessica Krug?
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Why not?
It's appropriation. It's culture vulturing. Like they're using another culture to gain something, right?
Right.
Like whether it's, I'm a white person posing as a black person to be a rapper or whatever the case may be. In their cases, they're, you know, a professor and a writer / activist. No, like, white, just be yourself. What do you think? You're not going to be able to do these things as a white person? Like, you don't see, I can't say that.
No, go ahead.
You don't see as many black people pretending to be white to gain fame and money and notoriety. I mean, you got, like, you know, Michael Jackson. He was already famous. He just had mental issues. Sammy Sosa. Got bored. But yeah, I mean, you don't see it. So like, there's like this weird obsession with people wanting to be black.
Right.
And I don't know why. It's like a fetish.
Is it possible that she...
Like, why did you used to want to be black? Why did you want to be black?
First of all, is it possible that she actually is Rachel Dolezal? She just got exposed again.
It could be. She's like, God damn it, I got to change my name, dye my hair, and move to somewhere else. But no, like, there's a healthy obsession with the black culture as a whole, and some people take it to these extremes where they pretend that, and they think, and they believe, they truly believe that they're a black person.
It's very influential. I think part of the allure for white people is that it appears, and this is somewhat ironic given, you know, the history of this country.
Right.
The culture, the music, etc., all appears very free in a way that white people aren't. Because white people, a lot of them are very uptight. You know, you see them try to dance or something.
Yeah.
They look all awkward.
You mean like free as in like careless? Like carefree?
No. Like, not carefree, but just like...
relaxed.
Like like comfortable in your own skin.
They're comfortable.
Living,
yeah.
You know, doing your thing, experimenting with different styles and fashions and music and all that kind of stuff, right?
It's funny enough that all of that stuff came from not being free.
And that's what I said.
Like music and food and like dancing and like all of that stuff came from slavery.
It's the irony, and that white people are kind of watching in a jealous way. Like, they're all uptight and they feel like they gotta follow these, you know, white rules, and they gotta act a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so it has a certain seduction.
Do we know more about this woman? Like, has she done anything else aside from an African American studies professor? Like,
well, first of all, she claimed...
Like, what does her driver's license say? Does it say black on it? Like, for...
Well, first, it says that she's claimed various different identities, under various assumed identities within a blackness that I had no right to claim. First, North African blackness. Then U.S.-rooted blackness. Then Caribbean-rooted Bronx blackness.
So this woman is just a fucking psychopath. That's what I'm hearing. This bitch is crazy.
And she's her neighbor in the Bronx told the DailyMail.com that Krug would call her white trash and tell her neighbor that she was gentrifying the neighborhood by going running. Meanwhile, she was a white Jewish person from Kansas this whole time. This was white on white crime.
Oh man, I love it. You love to see it.
But the thing that I wonder is, why in the fuck would you ever admit this?
Right.
Like, unfortunately, we don't live in a culture where you're rewarded for admitting your faults. There are no apologies anymore. Your life is ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to say, but from just a shrewd standpoint, don't tell anyone.
Do you think that she was like caught and like blackmailed? Like, fucking tell these people that you're not black or I'm going to fucking kill you or whatever the case may be. Like, there's got to be something that caused her to just one day wake up and say, you know what? I need to stop this charade.
That's what I'm trying to find out here. But, you know, a lot of people are upset with her. A lot of people believed her and trusted her. And she's written several books and essays on blackness and black culture.
Oh, my God.
Well, like, but what if the ideas are still true? Like, can you still espouse them?
I feel like, why not do that as a white person? Like, in your own community, you would have much more of an effect If
Well,
you're
because
really
you're-
trying to change like people's perception and like thoughts on another culture.
But Mo, let's be honest. If a white person comes in trying to tell you
Another
about
white person. I said in her community, not my community.
about blackness and black. Okay,
Your
but,
community.
All right, but even if a white person telling other white people about blackness and black culture also isn't going to be well received, because there will be people in the black community saying, "Well, who the fuck is she? What does she know to tell even other white people about the black experience?"
It's called being an ally.
So
White people can be allies. You can be an ally. Are you an ally?
I
You
can be an ally
So you're not an ally, but you could be.
for the right price. No, I can be an ally, but is it really an ally if I'm going and telling other white people, "Hey, this is what it's like to be black"?
No, I think it's more of just coming. It should come from the mindset of educating. You know, this is something you may not know about these people. Let me tell you. Not like
What do you
my
mean,
experience.
These people.
In my experience as a black woman, no, like it should never like I'm sure she's had conversations like that too, where she's like, where they're like, well, what do you think? You're a black woman. She might be in, a room of white people. And like, well, what do you think as a black woman? And she's just like, well, let me tell you.
She's like, "I think you're a gentrifying piece of shit.
But-
Stop running in this neighborhood."
Yeah, the whole thing is like, it's some weird mental shit, dude. Like, that's what
Yeah.
it really comes down to. Like, she's got some fucking mental issues.
Look, it could be this. It was a way to make money. No one wanted to hear about white Jewish people in Kansas City. She thought, well, I like hip hop. I'll just be black.
What did she do?
She was a
She's
professor. She wrote. I mean, look, she earned a living.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm trying to find out in the article why you would ever admit this.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like, if she got caught and it was, someone threatened to expose her in a negative light and, she had the chance to tell on herself, that would make sense.
Oh, her activist pseudonym was Jessica La Bambalera.
Oh, my God.
Bambalera. All these white New Yorkers who waited 4 hours with us to be able to speak and then did not yield their time for black and brown indigenous New Yorkers. Are black and brown people indigenous to New York?
Yeah.
Really?
That's where, like, a lot of the slaves went when they fled the South. Virginia, New York, Pennsylvania.
But that doesn't make them indigenous because there were already New Yorkers there.
Well, there were, like, the native people there.
People throw around that word indigenous a little too much. I don't think they...
White people came in and ruined New York, stole what is now Central Park from a group of Africans, and made them flee to what is, Brooklyn and the not so attractive boroughs.
I'm just saying indigenous is for, like, the Native Americans.
Right. Who were technically in this equation brown.
I don't know that.
You're trying to take something. Again. Put your privilege away, man. I thought you left that shit at the door. Get out of my house.
Anyways, it doesn't seem to say why. The only it's either she was going to get exposed, she's a complete idiot and thought that this would somehow win her woke points, or she really, really hates black people and she wanted to hurt them by pretending to be one for like 30 years.
You see how dumb they are? They couldn't even tell that I wasn't one of them.
That could be it. That's a big one on my list.
These people are fucking sick.
Getting back to the central theme of people making mistakes that are going to last for a long time, like the OnlyFans people, I want to tell you, and actually not you, I want to tell you people
What do you mean, you
who
people?
are still out there looting.
Why are you looking
Stop.
at me so sternly when you say this?
Stop. I see that new microphone stand.
You got bought this shit?
No, I'm trying to tell the looters, please think of your future. Stop looting, okay? I remember a couple months ago, right after the George Floyd protest started, they were looting all up in LA. They were looting Beverly Hills. They were looting Hollywood. They're looting Santa Monica, right? Everyone's running around thinking, oh, the world's ending. There will be no consequences. I'll just take whatever I want. I took the time to go and do some research and a follow-up on people who were looting. And guess what? They're arresting a lot of them. First of all, you had those two idiots who threw a Molotov cocktail at a cop car in New York.
Right.
It didn't go off, but they're facing 20 years to life. Mandatory minimum of 5 years for that shit. because you got so caught up in the moment. You thought you were in V for Vendetta, and you're just going to throw Molotov cocktails at the NYPD. Like, you know how many cameras are in fucking New York City? They literally park poles, like cars with poles on them that have 50 cameras on them to just capture every single thing that goes on there.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? These people are throwing their lives away in one night. Protest, yes. Be passionate, yes. Don't get caught looting and arsoning. Because now no one cares. Like, no one's going to come and fight for you to get out of jail. There's too much going on. Another girl, she got caught up for burning down the courthouse. Wesley Summers. Oh, this is someone else. No, that's someone else. She's also charged. Shelby Ligens, 22, charged with malicious destruction of property using fire or explosives in the Nashville courthouse. Mandatory minimum 5 years, possibly 20 years in jail. Who else do we have here? Santa Monica looting suspect arrested after police find thousands of dollars worth of stolen merchandise. What's she facing? She's being held on $100,000 bail. She's facing justice. A lot of these people got caught right afterward, but the news cycle moves on, so we forget about it. 3 teens accused of arson, looting during Santa Monica protests, arrested.
If only they put
They burned down the Saki house.
If only they put the same energy into arresting cops that kill people. The world would be a much better place.
I agree, but right now we're talking about the looters. Once again, mandatory minimum of 5 years, maximum 20 years in a federal prison. That's not fun.
You been there?
I drove past one once, I think. More men arrested for the Santa Monica stuff. It goes on and on. The list goes on and on. Arson, looting. Don't do it. Because here's why. When this was happening, you were on the golf course during the protests, but I was actually down there in the thick of it, because I'm a big supporter, a big activist.
Bro, you went twice and you took shrooms one time. You'll fuck yourself.
3 times.
Oh, sorry.
And so I was down there, and everyone's looting, or they're doing this. They're destroying cop cars. Like, they're tearing them apart, tearing the license plates off, beating it. At one point, we thought they were going to set it on fire. Some big fat guy held up a bottle of water. We didn't know what was in it, so we all took off running. Cops are shooting those grenades, those, flashbangs, smoke, grenades, all that shit. It's all going on. And the cops are just standing there watching while everyone is destroying the cars, breaking windows, stealing. They're just watching. So everyone's thinking, oh, shit, we're going to get away with this.
Yeah.
No, you fucking idiots. The cops set the trap for you. They let you do this while you're being surveilled so that they can actually charge you with some serious crimes later. Their whole job is trying to solve crimes, putting together evidence. They don't always find the right crime. Usually they just want a solution so they can close the case. They don't care if it's justice or not.
Right.
That's a whole different issue we'll get to.
Yeah.
But the cops are letting you get away with it. You're thinking this is all fun. We're revolutionaries. No, they're setting you up so they can catch you later, and they've got you dead to rights. They've got video. They've got the evidence, the stuff that you stole. And now, instead of maybe they could have charged you with some kind of sort of like unlawful assembly, or maybe a curfew charge. Now they got you for stealing thousands of dollars of merchandise, for fucking blowing shit up, for breaking windows. And you've fallen into their trap. Hundreds of people. And they continue to do so across the country. People are now picking up attempted murder charges, actual murder charges. You got that fucking Marquise Love allegedly kicking the guy in the head, almost killing him in Portland. Got caught up in the moment, kicking people. It's not worth it. Protest, sure. Don't give the cops more red meat. Don't give them more people to put in prison. Am I wrong?
No, man. If you're going to still be smart about it.
Can I put my fist up right now?
Be like Bella
in solidarity?
Thorne. Be smart about it. Be Bella Thorne.
Yeah. Would that be appropriation?
Yeah. What are you doing? Get your own culture. You spin a fucking pizza in the air. That's what you do.
What if I hold my hand like a little shark?
Hold your finger as if you're twirling some dough, and that's your.
You know what Italians do? They talk like with their thumb attached to their index finger and their middle finger.
Yeah.
Stop doing it! Stop with the stealing! What are you doing?
There we go. There we go.
You fucking letting these guys arrest you? You know?
There we go.
No, so that's what's going on. And I do also have another message for the protesters. Stop it, please. You have to stop.
Stop protesting?
Stop protesting right now.
Why?
Because you're handing Trump an election win. Just stop it until after the election. No, because he's already saying, I'm the law and order candidate. This is Joe Biden's America. He's going to let these thugs come into your neighborhood next. And by the way, there's a lot of video, people going through neighborhoods at night, like, wake up, come out of your house and shit. And they're beating up they're clashing. It's getting violent. A lot of it in Portland for some reason. They seem to have an endless supply of angry people up in Portland.
Yeah.
On both sides. I don't know what is wrong with Portland.
There's a lot of racists up there in Portland.
Frankly, I would just drop a bomb on Portland and be
Too
done
many
with it.
racists in Portland.
That's true.
One of the most racist states in the country, actually.
I'm just saying, I don't know where people get the energy night after
Racism.
night. It never ends.
That shit don't sleep.
On both sides.
That's racism.
I'm saying, where does both sides get the energy? Doesn't anyone have to be up in the morning?
No. Antifa writes them checks, bro.
Fucking Antifa. Fuck you, Soros.
George Soros is funding that shit. Hey, bitch, don't go to work. Here's $500. Yeah.
He would go broke if that was true.
Nah,
but
he's a billionaire.
The point is, you please have to stop doing this just for now so Trump can't build this narrative that Joe Biden's America is a lawless place where they're going to destroy your business. Okay? After the election, you can go back if Biden wins and you can start protesting again and you can try to hold him and Kamala accountable. But for right now, I'm begging you, please, go home, stop protesting. Just everyone chill out.
The people who know about Joe and Kamala know that lawlessness is the opposite of what they stand for. These people love to put people in jail for nothing forever.
I know, but Mo, we're dealing with stupid old conservatives who are the word Democrat equals communism and racial equality and welfare.
Who the fuck is Ron Paul, man?
Hopefully he's close to his grave.
I've been looking for him for the last 12 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. But like, you need to just fuck. I lost my point. What was I gonna say?
You're trying to tell the protesters to stop protesting police brutality and social injustices.
Yeah, just chill.
You're telling people to stop protesting.
Yeah, for
wrongdoings that are happening
for like 2 months.
Why don't we just not kill any people for 2 months and then there won't be protests?
Because here's the other problem. I believe. Do I have any proof of this? Not yet, but we're working on it. That right-wing agitators are infiltrating the protests. And we saw this with the George Floyd protests.
Right.
Most people are peaceful. All of a sudden, you have 2 white girls spray painting.
Yeah.
And real activists were like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. You're making us look bad.
Right.
I witnessed it myself in Beverly Hills. People had to pull people aside and say, stop tagging on the windows.
Right. They told you to stop tagging.
And so it's an opportunity for angry people who have nothing to do and also probably organized right-wing agitators to infiltrate your movement and make you look bad and violent. Because I always watch the videos and I always hear people saying, no, they don't represent us. That's not us. Well, I'm sorry, but to middle America and the rest of the country that lives in fear most of the time, that is your movement. So I'm asking you to stop until after the election. Or, here's my other theory, Mo.
What's that, baby?
That BLM actually wants Trump to win because they figure, hey, we're going to be oppressed anyway, no matter who's in the White House.
Right.
Let's have these white people feel some of that same oppression. Because if Trump's in office, everybody's getting oppressed.
Oh, man, that's a reach.
I'm just saying. Hey,
Take
Twitter world.
Take it now.
Me, yours truly. You don't think that's possible?
No, that's a stretch. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know, man. Like everybody knows that BLM is a cloak over the Democratic. It's the Democrats. It's these people.
It's really like a small amount of organized people and a lot of people who just have nothing to do, and they go out and
You donate
protest.
to BLM once. You're getting all these emails from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Well, that's true.
That didn't sign up for it. It's a scam for the Democratic Party.
Okay, then then they need to, like, Joe needs to call his BLM people that work for him.
You think he
apparently
knows how to use a phone? This
And
guy is fucking delusional.
he needs to say, "Stop protesting, please."
He's in videos admitting the crimes. He doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Right.
He's getting trolled in Pennsylvania. This guy is, oh man, it's looking bad. It's looking real bad.
Well, no, it's looking bad because it like the coronavirus was such a fuck up, and the economy was really not doing it's really not doing well anymore. Not that it really was. It's doing well for a small segment.
It wasn't. Like, people don't realize the economy was fucked. You just didn't see it because you weren't sitting at home for 24 hours a day.
All they care about is the stock market numbers. And most people who tout the stock market numbers don't even have any money in the market. They just think it sounds good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way they can understand the economy.
Shit's been fucked since before 2017.
But
And
it just looks it looks really bad, and it's going to probably hand the election to Trump. So, enjoy the last few months of freedom. By the way, you picked the wrong time to stop watching the NBA.
I'm just saying.
The playoffs have been incredible. I just came from a buzzer beater in the Celtics-Raptors game. Whew.
Listen, man.
0.5 seconds on the clock. Last night.
I'll let you talk about your
night
sports.
before. I don't even want to talk about it too much. I'm just saying. You should come back.
You understand my point now, right? These motherfuckers pretended to boycott for 2 days only to go back and no one cares about these issues. Painting the court, putting names on the jerseys. Oh, we're going to turn Staples Center into a voting station. Like, they don't give a fuck. All they care about is money. These players have all of the power. These owners were shook when they just stopped playing games for 2 days. You know how much money they fucking lost?
Yeah.
Billions.
I was pissed.
And what did they do? They folded because they got scared. If they really wanted to make a change, it's as simple as we're not playing anymore until XYZ. Here's our list of demands, or you can go fuck yourself.
Well, why don't we stop putting this on the shoulders of the NBA players?
Any sport.
Let's just let them play. Why do they have to be involved?
Because they pretend to be activists.
I know.
So if you're going to pretend, that's the thing. If you were just like, hey, I'm just here to hoop. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I'm trying to hoop. I would go ahead, do your thing. But you have these big names who are just, oh, we got to have justice. We got to do this. We got to do that. Oh, wait, let me go play ball and get this check real quick. Then I'm going to come back and pretend to be an activist again. No. If you were really an activist, you would have stood to your guns and kept the boycott going until you saw actual change, not just, oh, you can go vote at Staples Center. It's an election polling place.
Mo, I agree.
So, pick a side.
I've come around. I've changed my mind. I don't think that it's going to do anything, the NBA boycott.
Do shit.
So, let's just let them play and stop putting,
No, they need to stop pretending that they care. That's what they need to do.
But the problem is, in today's
No
society,
one's forcing them to do. They chose to do this. Is the NFL putting these phrases on the back of their jerseys? Is the MLB doing that? No, and they still have viewers. They chose to pretend. So now the pressure and the spotlight is on them. They did this to themselves.
Unfortunately, in today's society, you're not allowed to not have a side. You are forced to pick a side, and you're forced to pick the woke side.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's it.
These baseball players aren't doing it?
Because they're already right-wing.
Football players aren't
nature.
doing it?
They're not in season right now.
You have golf players who are, this is an individual contributing sport, who aren't doing it. Tennis players.
Naomi Osaka took a game off.
So, at my point, the NBA is the only sport that continues to pretend to be involved in these issues. If they didn't pretend, I wouldn't care. Just say, hey, you know what? We're trying to capitalize like Bella Thorne did
Right.
And we're going to pretend that we care about these issues so you can buy a jersey with a cool catchphrase on the back above your favorite player's name. So you can see Black Lives Matter on the court.
Does the Black Lives Matter get paid from any of that NBA merchandise?
I'm sure there's some sort of revenue split involved. Yes.
Do the people who invented the term Black Lives Matter get money?
I would assume it's trademarked.
It was all just a marketing opportunity,
It
just
was
like
all a
QAnon.
dream. It was. But that's my point, man. It's like, if you want to be involved, be involved. If you're going to pretend, then I have a problem with it.
I'm with you now. I want them to just drop any pretense about this being about the movement or whatever. Just play the games and let's enjoy. Let's enjoy some entertainment. And when the game's off, you go do whatever you want. Go support whatever. What do you think about this new theory that I have?
Ethereum?
That LeBron James is the reincarnation of Abraham Lincoln. Now look at this photo of LeBron. You know, he always grows that big playoff beard, right? Look at his eyes, his face. Now look at this photo of Abraham Lincoln. Kind of looks a little similar. Just a little bit.
It does not.
The beard,
It does not.
even the eyes look a little similar. Imagine him with a big stovepipe hat.
Oh, man, you're reaching.
And they both were tall. They're both athletic. You know, you forget that Lincoln was a big wrestler.
Yeah, he was only like 6'5", though.
Used to wrestle men.
Yeah, he's fucking gay.
And, you know, both politically active. LeBron's still early in his life. You know, Lincoln really wasn't much of a success until his late 40s. He became president in his 50s. You know, like, LeBron still has time. We could be looking at President James. Future President James.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, you know, that's what I think. It's possible.
You think LeBron is Abraham Lincoln?
That's right.
Just when I thought I had heard it all.
Well, think about it. Abraham Lincoln obviously made a major impact. He must have had a very powerful soul energy, because we're still talking about the guy.
Right.
LeBron James, major impact, huge. Global superstar,
Right.
trying to do positive things. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. We'll see where it goes. We'll have to monitor LeBron's life. But it's a distinct
I think you're out of your
possibility.
fucking mind.
Well, I mean, obviously you got to accept the idea of reincarnation to begin with.
Right.
But if you do, it makes more sense than it doesn't.
Yeah, I think you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Is it racist to be a fan of Luka Doncic?
I don't think so. The last time I checked, it was okay. What is he, Croatian?
Yeah, but he's white. Slovenian.
Slovenian.
Yeah.
Eh.
Like, what if you're like, Luka, big Doncic fan?
Why would that be racist?
I don't know, because he's white.
What does that mean?
You know.
I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at. Did I miss something?
Well, the white players in the league usually aren't that good.
Right.
So if someone gets very, like, overly excited about Luka Doncic being a good player,
Yeah.
you know, he had a great series against the Clippers. You missed a fantastic buzzer beater. Is that racist?
I don't know why it would be.
Well, because you're like cheerleading for the white guy. You're super into him because, you know,
Is it
he's
like-
a white guy.
Is it that
Is there a
you
racial-
only want him to win? Like, I only want to see this white man be great.
No, but is there like an unavoidable racial?
Shit on that black man that's guarding you right now. Is that what you're getting at?
Is there an unavoidable racial undertone of being a fan of Luka Doncic?
If you're only a fan of Luka Doncic, or if you're subscribed to Luka's OnlyFans, then yeah, maybe there's some racist undertone there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is he your new favorite player?
I like him, but I'm always riding for LeBron.
You're riding LeBron.
I'm riding him,
Okay.
and then he rides me.
Abraham
then-
Lincoln rides you.
Then we have a cigarette.
Is he have a wooden penis too?
His penis is like a big stovetop.
He's got an applewood penis. Did you watch Tiger King at all?
You know, I tuned it out midway through the second episode.
Are you fucking
I
serious?
couldn't take it.
You didn't finish it.
Everyone loved it, and I was like,
Oh,
you know
man.
what? I don't give a fuck
Are you kidding me right
about
now?
this freaky Florida man and Carol Baskin and all that
Oh
shit.
God.
Why?
I got some great news for you.
Let's hear it.
I don't know if you're going to be excited now because you never finished the show. That bitch Carol Baskin,
Yeah?
she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh!
How fucking exciting is that?
I heard. I mean, she looks really old.
She's
how much
old as shit.
How much can she dance?
I don't know.
Is she?
Hey, cool cats and kittens.
So they suspect her of murdering her husband, right?
She killed him and fed him to the gators.
Like,
Crocodiles. Gators?
how great would it be
Lions?
if...
Tigers? Bears?
There's probably something with the cats, right? The whole thing
Tigers,
was
yeah.
cats.
Big cat rescue. Tiger, you're right. There you go.
How great would it be if, like, in the finale of Dancing with the Stars, federal agents storm the stage and take her into custody?
Well, I think that's the goal. That's why they're trying to get her on this this national show because she's been in
Right.
hiding for a while. She's living in her
Maybe
zoo.
her dancer will be like a federal plant, like an undercover agent. Be dancing with her, you know, get her all worked up and stuff. Talk to her, see if she'll admit that she fed her husband to a lion.
I wish they would like tape in front of audiences still.
Yeah, what are they
You'd
gonna
have
do?
so many people heckling that bitch Carol Baskin.
That sucks, actually.
She was an internet sensation for such a long time.
I know. At the beginning of the quarantine, it was all Tiger King.
Tiger King. I
Yeah.
watched every episode.
Yeah, everyone liked it. I was watching it. I thought, I don't really care.
It just like reinforced my reasoning for not wanting to ever go to Florida.
Well, that's true.
Like never, or most places in the South for that matter, because there were parts of it that were in Oklahoma as well.
That's very true.
So that was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not missing anything by, avoiding these places at all costs. But Carol fucking Baskin, bro. They got the Joe Exotic costumes. They got the Carol Baskin costumes coming out for next month. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
You know, I thought about this back at the beginning of the year. Like, maybe I'll go as Joe Exotic for Halloween. You know, I kind of look like him.
Do you?
If I had a mustache and I, did his weird little voice or whatever.
I feel like you think that you look like everyone.
Well, that's the mark of a great actor,
Well, no, you're just white.
that they look like everyone.
All white people look alike.
I had a question. Because I know people get mad when it's implied that all black people look alike.
Yeah.
Do any black people look alike?
Sure.
Is there anyone that looks alike?
Right. Yeah, of course. Not all of us.
Can we have a list?
It's not anything I record in my head. Like, oh, yeah, this guy. No, man. I don't go through life looking for other people that look like people who look like me. You weirdo.
Look, I'm just trying to avoid trouble.
No.
You get into trouble these days with anything you say.
Well, just don't talk.
Well, now I got to pretend to be a black person like Jessica Krug.
You can just root for Luca. You can be Joe Exotic for Halloween.
But I'm not going to do it anymore. Do you think people still care?
I think people are. The coronavirus is done. It's done.
Oh, no. People are going to go out for Halloween. People want to party.
We're gonna do everything.
But do people care enough about the Tiger King to still wear him as an outfit?
I don't know when Dancing with the Stars, DWTS airs, but
That's right.
once Carol Baskin's back in the limelight, that Tiger King flame is getting reignited, and it may be relevant again.
Is it that
I mean, like,
enjoyable?
think of anything else that's happened this year that wasn't black people getting murdered or a coronavirus, and it's Tiger King or sourdough bread.
What's that? Sourdough bread.
Like, there was like when the pandemic started and everyone was stuck at home.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
There's
there's
like people were just baking. Oh, I've been baking sourdough bread. I got my starter.
the
That was like a
toilet
thing.
paper thing. People couldn't get toilet paper.
You could dress up as like a roll of shit wipes. That'd be good. Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
You gonna watch?
No.
Oh man,
I never watched Dancing with the Stars.
you should watch Tiger King.
I can't. It's too late.
It's not.
First of all, you have to watch everything immediately nowadays, otherwise it gets ruined. So everyone's talking about Tiger King after the first weekend, and they're being like, and then her husband dies, and now it's like, did she kill him?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, why am I going to sit through 8 episodes of this shit just to hear that? And she's still free. I'd actually heard about Joe Exotic's case a few years ago because I remember seeing that mugshot in the paper, and I read the article, and that was it. And you know what? I think that was enough for me.
Okay. That's fine. You don't like people from the South. I get it.
I don't.
You don't like black people. You don't like
People from the South scare me, but I love black people. Black people from the South, I love.
You see that?
Right up on your ceiling?
Yeah. What is that?
Some kind of fly?
That was a spider.
Are you going to go as Joe Exotic?
No.
You could look like Joe Exotic. You should dye your hair blonde. Yeah.
No.
Mo Exotic. Yeah.
That bitch Carol Baskin.
There you go.
No. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything for Halloween this year.
Why not? You don't want to celebrate life and freedom?
I might get murdered. You wear the wrong costume, looking like me, you don't come home.
I don't know. Depends on where you go.
I can get murdered just by looking like me, not in a costume. You think I want to increase my chances by putting on a costume?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's go out and have a good time.
No, man. I'm staying in the house with my gun.
These cops have got to stop doing this shit. That's just every fucking week.
Every day.
They don't get
it's
it.
Not every week. It's every day.
Every day. Even today, there's a new one that came out from March where they put a bag over the guy's head.
Yeah, the guy in
Died
Rochester.
a week later. Like, what are you doing? And they're laughing about it.
He had mental issues. He was naked in the street. They bagged his head and fucking kneeled on him and killed him. Laughing. Took 6 months to get the video. 6 months.
It's insane.
Cops had shot the guy in South Central. Sheriffs.
Oh, yeah, Dijon.
Yeah. Guess what? Sheriffs don't wear body cams, so it's just their word against no one's because the guy's dead.
And there's a whole story going on right now about a gang within the LAPD.
Yeah.
The executioners that you got to kill a guy, and they've shot this Andreas Guardardo, allegedly a young officer, to get into the gang. You got to kill people to get into a cop gang.
I know. There's that precinct in New York where they target all of the Caribbean immigrants. I think it's like I gotta look it up. But yeah, they're fucking
Jesus.
corrupt assholes.
I don't know what is going to change. Like, this is a society. This is something about humanity here. It goes beyond just the system. There's a problem.
When you really think about it and like how police got started, police originally were slave catchers.
Well, hold on.
Right?
I've heard that, but
That's
there
true.
had to have been law enforcement back in merry old England
that was
and
like,
other places.
I mean, maybe other places, but in the United States, that was the original form of law enforcement, were catching slaves who escaped.
So there were no
slave patrol.
There were no cops that just
The
walked
5-pointed
the beat.
badge that you see now is derived from that original slave patrol badge.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
What did the 5 points mean?
I don't know that it represented anything. That was just like the design of it. So that's where cops come from. That's what people don't understand. Like, it's not the system. The system plays a part in it, but the original idea behind sheriffs and police were to catch slaves that were escaping.
Well,
so it's built on that. That's the foundation.
Right.
So, like, you have centuries of just...
But there's that, and there's also just the racism, the deep-seated racism in humanity.
Right.
There's just it's the I guess, what is it? The tribal fear of the other group that you don't know, that's not your tribe, right? Is that what it descends from, or...
I don't know. To me, I think racism's taught. I don't think you are born a racist. Like, kids don't know. You were a kid. You don't.
Right. Well, that's what
I mean. Like,
that's why I'm thinking. Like, it's a tribal thing. It's like when you get older, and other people who have had bad experiences will be like, "No, don't fraternize with them. Don't be friends with them."
Yeah.
I had a bad experience one time. One of them, killed my sister or something.
Well, that's what happens. Like, if you talk to any immigrants, and their parents will tell you like, yeah, before you leave your country and come to the U.S., like people who have been here tell you like, hey, you don't want to associate with these types of people. You want to hang around with these type of people. Don't mess with these type of people. You know what I mean? So like these seeds are being planted.
Yeah.
Before you even have a chance to formulate your own thoughts. So of course you're coming into situations with some sort of, bias and prejudice, and that obviously plays a factor. But yeah, it's fear of the unknown. That's what it is.
It's fear of the unknown.
Right. So yeah, I think part of it is like you said, that like tribal effect of.
Yeah. So how do we fix that in humanity? Like, do we have to? Is it going to take Elon Musk's Neuralink, and we could just put it in baby brains and program them to not be racist going forward?
Oh, I thought that was a joke. That's why I was laughing.
How else are we supposed to get into everyone's?
I mean, the Neuralink
head?
thing is just kind of ushering in the AI takeover. Yeah. We don't want that.
Well, I've spoken about that before. How I think all of this data gathering is artificial intelligence.
100%.
Using these big tech companies that think that they're changing the world. They're being duped by an AI that hasn't even taken its full form yet, and will eventually cull all of this millions of years worth of information about human behavior and intelligence into one day when Skynet will become conscious and take over.
Right. 100%. It's all machine learning right now. Everything you search, everything you fucking do, every scroll, every like, it's all machine learning.
Everywhere you go, every like you do, there's an AI that's studying you.
No, that's why there's the need for these 5G towers.
So then let me ask you this.
These robots.
Let me ask you this. If AI is going to take over sometime in the next century, and they will, should we even try to fix any of this shit?
That's a good question.
Like,
I mean,
if it's all going to be over, maybe if we can get everyone to realize it's all going to be over soon, people will chill out and they'll just stop caring.
I think that's what it is.
I've read people who read essays by people who say, hey, we're worried about climate change. We're worried about pollution, the end of the world. If we all just agreed to not have any kids, then we could just use up all the resources before everything's over and go out with a bang. And then the earth will heal itself. We saw that when coronavirus first happened and the sky was clear and the air was breathable and all that bullshit. I don't know.
Maybe. But we're priming ourselves for, and it's going to be easy by the time it actually happens.
What, the AI takeover?
There's not gonna be a fight to put up. We're not gonna have a chance against that. Like,
it's gonna be easy for the AI.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
We're gonna have a horrible time.
We're gonna be fucked.
When your computer comes alive and
hopefully I'm not here for that.
It's gonna clamp onto your fucking head and suffocate you.
You think I can't tell this robot that I will eat his ass and he's gonna just go in a corner and cry?
You're gonna be riding your Peloton and it's all of a sudden gonna start jamming up your ass until you die.
What? That's why I got a manual bike with no technology.
He has a crank bike. You have to crank it up first.
Yeah, it's fucking ancient. But no, I think that's the bigger problem is that in 50, 60 years, none of this is going to matter anymore because we're all going to be fucked.
So you're saying I shouldn't donate to
I think you should root hard for Luka Doncic and no one else.
Oh,
where's that donation,
What
boss?
an optimistic outlook. You know what my favorite, I'm just going to ignore what you said. You know what my favorite conspiracy is right now that I keep seeing Alex Jones bring up is that
you mean truth. It's not conspiracy.
Harvey Weinstein has both a penis and a vagina.
What do they call those? Hermaphrodite?
Hermaphrodite.
There we go.
There's supposedly, the woman who saw him, one of the women who was horribly abused by him, said back during his trial that it looked like his penis was maybe amputated or it was so deformed or like he was a burn victim. Some people apparently said they couldn't tell. Maybe he was intersex, that his semen did not look normal.
Oh, God.
He had gangrene around his penis.
What's with all these, like, pedophiles and these, like, sexual abusers having weird dicks? Like,
I don't know.
There's that story of Epstein having an egg-shaped penis.
Like, the egg dick.
The fucking Weinstein's got a skin graft penis.
Yeah, or maybe also a vagina.
You think that's why they're so upset and they sexually abuse people is because their dick is a piece of shit?
Yes. I think so. They're very angry.
You know what? Fuck the world. And we're not laughing at anyone who's been abused.
We're laughing at people with
misconstrue that.
We're laughing at people with weird misshapen penises.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a strange time.
On the bright side, you want some good news?
I would love some.
November, right around the corner.
That's right.
Guess what's coming?
Thanksgiving.
No, before that. The beginning of November.
November 1st?
It's around there. Good news.
That's what's coming, November 1st.
You can't guess?
Election Day.
Before, it's even better than that.
Okay.
You want me to just tell you? One
Yeah.
more guess. I'll give you one more guess.
Pumpkins?
Something that's going to change the world.
Halloween. Cornfields.
Close.
The fall season.
You're getting warm.
Daylight savings time.
No.
I'm having a tough time.
The COVID vaccine.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I was going to talk about that.
It's coming, baby. It'll be here in about a month and a half.
Yeah, that'll be safe.
You excited?
I don't get why Trump thinks he's already got his followers thinking, I don't want to take the vaccine. It's the mark of the beast. It's Bill Gates. He's trying to microchip me and whatever, anti-vax. It'll give me autism. But then he's going to rush a vaccine to market that probably will give people some sort of disorder.
They're going to die.
And kill people.
There are going to be so many deaths.
Yeah, normally these things take, 2 years?
Like 3 to 5.
Yeah, to go through all these
minimum.
trials. And I understand that we need to rush one into market, and I hope they got their best minds working on it. I don't believe that they do. No. I think they probably got some low-rent doctor who's willing to, go to prison eventually for the short-term gain.
No, not at all, because there's a clause in these, whatever the agreements they have with the FDA that these vaccine companies, they're not held liable for any defects that happen. They're safe.
See, this is one thing that I agree with the anti-vaxxers on, that you can't have. That's like qualified immunity.
We hate that. Biden's not ready to get rid of it, but we hate it.
How am I doing? I brought up qualified immunity.
You did.
As a bad thing.
You sound like me. You got the appropriation. You got qualified immunity. You don't like the NBA. But you love the NBA.
Look, AI
I think
is going to kill us
Fauci's behind a lot of the big push for these.
No, he's not.
These new vaccines.
Get the fuck
to
out
hit the market.
Here. That poor guy just had to have a surgery to have a polyp removed from his throat.
Oh God. Get this. You go suck Fauci's dick, okay?
Hey, he's an Italian.
I know. That's why you defend him.
We suck together.
No, this guy's on the payroll of all these big pharmaceutical companies, allegedly. He's getting money.
Listen, like Trump, we're not, the people who don't like Trump aren't going to take the vaccine. His followers aren't going to take the vaccine. Who's going to take the vaccine? This is just a big waste of time.
They're going to start forcing it on people.
See, the problem with these last couple of years, I have not been a conspiracy person at all for years. I was sick of it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking hear it.
Sure.
But Epstein
and
everything that Trump has done and all the corruption and now this, you can't discount it.
You can't.
You have the Prime Minister of Australia saying a few weeks ago he thinks that everyone should have to take a vaccine.
Yeah.
They really are probably going to try to force people to take it.
No, they are.
I'm not taking it.
They are. You hear what's happening in New Zealand?
I heard that they had no cases and then a couple cases came back and now it's back up.
Yeah. You know why? They're forcing people in their homes, by police force.
Okay.
There's police standing outside of your door. If you are tested positive, they're literally keeping you in your home. You can't even go to get groceries or anything like that.
Okay.
You're sitting in your fucking house, police outside. You leave, you either get a ticket, arrested, or you probably get shot.
Okay.
You okay with that?
If you're positive, sure.
You're okay with that?
Lock them up.
Oh, man.
Wait,
You're a prime candidate for this forced vaccination.
Only while you're positive. because everyone is they're all being big babies. They didn't want to wear their mask. They didn't want to self-quarantine for even a couple weeks before they started protesting. And now we're that's why we're in the position that we're in. So yeah, if you have COVID
right now,
if you have COVID, I want you held at gunpoint in your home.
Are you fucking serious? I mean, I'm talking to a guy who wants to buy a gun to ward off homeless crazy people. So like, I'm actually not that surprised.
Have you driven the streets of LA?
On your stance.
So your problem is you're here in your ivory tower, and
I'm in the shits right now.
You don't see the craziness that's on the streets.
I leave my house every fucking day.
And by the way, I know
I haven't gotten sick once.
I'm
around people all the time.
I feel sympathetic for the homeless people in LA. But you know what we have to do?
Shoot them. That's what you're going to say, right?
No, of course not.
You wanted to get a gun after 2 interactions with homeless people in Westwood of all places.
That's for self-defense. One of them wasn't homeless. He was just a jackass. But, Mo, by the way, there's all kind of crazy shit going on. The other night, my girlfriend was driving. Guys are just like following her, trying to like get close to her car, trying to pull her over to like talk to her until the cops luckily realized what was going on and started pursuing those guys. I drive around Hollywood sometimes. I go out to like get some dinner. I see multiple people driving with no lights on at night. They're either self-medicating or they're just reckless. The other day, I'm at Trader Joe's in the parking lot loading my groceries. A guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, I'm asking everybody this. Do you know a really good masseuse?" I mean, what the hell is going on out there?
Funny. This makes you want to get a gun. That makes me laugh.
The world is going crazy.
No. The world.
You got guys confronting me in the parking garage looking for a masseuse.
Yeah, he was offering you a hand job, asshole. The fuck? He's the masseuse.
Mo, I need protection.
No, man. The thing is, people are just have more free time on there. The world has been this crazy. We've just been so consumed with work and other bullshit that we've never had the time to see it. No, this is anything new. And we live in LA of all places.
But again, getting back to the homeless people in LA, this is what we have to do. And unfortunately, I don't think the liberals are going to have the balls to do it.
We have to move out of LA. That's what we have to do. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse.
No. Here's what we do.
Follow Joe Rogan. Go to Austin.
Here's what we do. We build way out in the desert because none of the everyone, all you liberals say, "Oh, I want to help everyone. I want to help the homeless people."
You're a liberal.
But wait, I don't want them in my neighborhood. And guess what? You don't, because there isn't enough funding to keep these people in line and keep them from, like, I saw in the Upper West Side in New York, I saw something, a woman had a picture of a girl with her pants off taking a piss while blowing a guy. On the Upper West Side.
That's hot.
Because de Blasio moved a bunch of homeless people into luxury hotels.
That's hot.
But they don't have security that's like standing guard like they do in New Zealand with COVID people. They're just out there wandering the nice neighborhoods now, getting blown and pissing and doing drugs and shooting up, and everyone's sitting around with their fucking opioids.
Well, that's another thing. New York is dead.
No, they're going to be saying that about LA too.
Yeah, I know. So you need to get the fuck out of here.
No, so here's what we do.
Exodus.
All right? And the liberals aren't going to have the balls to do this.
Out of here.
I might have to run.
You're a liberal.
We build facilities way out in the desert.
That's funny.
Where if you try to flee, you'll die of heat stroke, starvation, all that stuff.
You want to treat them like the Uyghurs?
And we force...
Is this what you're suggesting?
No. See...
What?
No.
Do you not hear yourself? This is a concentration camp you're
describing. It's not a concentration camp. Because,
how?
Because it's a good camp.
This is how Hitler sold the concentration camp to his people.
Camp.
Oh, it's not a camp. It's a good. No, I promise you, we're not going to kill them. It's a good camp. Yeah, but they're going to die peacefully because they're being put in the ovens. It's not going to hurt.
We're not killing them. That's your sick plan.
No, if they want to leave, then they die. That's what you just said. This you're describing.
No.
You just said that. We put it way out in the desert. If they want to leave, then they'll die.
It's really, we put it way out in the desert because there's no, communities out there that are going to oppose it. You got to put it in a community that's not going to oppose it, because if you put it in Beverly Hills or you put it in Los Feliz, the local citizenry will come out and say, well, we don't really want to help these people that bad.
You know who
Get them out of here.
Los Feliz? Your boy, Simon.
Don't even get me started on that guy. So,
all right, let's hear more about your concentration camp.
No, it's a rehab facility. It's a
This
re-education
is exactly how the
facility.
Chinese government describes the camps that the Uyghurs are at.
Have you ever seen The Simpsons where people have to go in for re-education?
Oh my
And
god!
Flanders takes a piece of their brain? No, that's not what. No.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Right now.
I'm being comical for comedic effect. But the truth is, a lot of these people need serious help.
Right.
They have drug addiction. They have mental illness.
Right.
They can't, won't, or aren't going to help themselves.
Right.
Some of them will just die. Some of them might hurt others.
Right.
Some of them will just mope around on the streets forever and make people nervous and,
Make you nervous.
yell at me when I'm at Sweetgreen. And what we do is we take them and we force them into a rehab facility where we actually put a lot of funding towards it. And we really try to rehabilitate these people. Sort of like in Sweden, where that Anders Breivik guy who shot up all the kids on that island pretending to be a police officer, they put him in like a fucking so-called Club Med.
Yeah.
He's in there, he's playing table tennis, and he's having a great time.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
And they go to
treat them like
therapy
human
for like
beings.
6 hours a day.
Yeah. So we take all the homeless people. There's about 65,000 of them or something. And we put them in a therapy center, like a spa. It's not a concentration camp. It's more like a spa, a relaxing spa.
Oh man.
But the problem is you have to force them to go there because they're not going to want to go there because it means they can't drink, they can't do their drugs.
So you're kidnapping homeless people.
We're kidnapping homeless people off the street.
Oh god.
And we're taking them to a rehab facility, and we're going to fix them. We're going to force them to fix themselves because they're not going to do it. And right now, the law says that you can't even clean up a tent city. And I know these people need a place to live, even if it's on the street in a tent.
Well, that's why.
But it also
they're burning these encampments.
Yeah, it's also unfair
is.
to these neighborhoods, to your neighborhood. Imagine if you had a tent city, and every time your girlfriend wanted to go out and walk your precious little dog, she had to walk past a group of people who were unstable.
Yeah, she wouldn't. I would do it.
It's even dangerous for you. We need to kidnap these homeless people and force them into a spa rehabilitation center. 10,000 at a time.
This is what Hitler sounded like when he was pitching his
I know.
idea for his camp, his good camp.
Listen, but
It's a rehab center for the Jews.
But here's the thing. I actually want it to be a good camp. He didn't. That guy was sick.
Oh man, yeah, that guy for
That guy
sure.
had some
yeah.
real problems.
Not this guy across the table from me, but that guy,
see,
man.
That's the problem. Humanity is so cynical. You can never say I want to force people into a spa to actually help them because people will assume that you actually want to exterminate them.
Where are you
I
going to get
don't.
this money from?
I was watching that show on HBO, The Vow, about that Nexium cult.
You love that shit. You've brought that up 3 times already.
Twice. I actually don't love it that much, but I'm watching it. It made me think, because it's all about positivity and helping people get through their problems, shit like that. It seems all great at first.
Right.
Then you discover the dark ulterior motives. Why isn't there never a good cult? Why are there no good cult leaders who actually just want to help people and they're not trying to fuck you?
Well, they get drunk with power immediately. Like, wow, I can convince this many people to do this? Okay, let's see what else I can get away with.
Well, that's why I think I'm the right guy to head this program up. I don't want to fuck these homeless people. I want to help them.
What's your angle?
To fix those who can be fixed and send them back into the world to live productive lives.
It's not to get rid of the homeless people from LA so you don't have to see them anymore.
Kills 2 birds with one stone.
Why don't you just say what it really is then?
No, it is. No, because it is a problem. Listen, it's unfair to homeowners. Imagine you own a house. I was just reading about the mass Hollywood exodus. Lou Ferrigno's wife, they live in Venice. She comes to her porch one day, like her balcony overlooking the street, and there's gang members down there, like sitting on a wall on her property, talking all this shit, saying all this horrible stuff. And she's like, no, just first of all, she hears them talking. She goes down. She's like, hey, can you guys get out of here? It's my property. And they start going, fuck you. And they start flashing guns at her. So her and Lou picked up and moved 2 hours north, probably to Santa Barbara or something like that.
Love it.
No, but that's who you want to surrender society to? The worst people?
Get the fuck out of LA. I'm over this city.
Listen, it kills 2 birds with one stone because it's not fair to people who live here.
Why do you want to be here? place is trash.
Well, because I want to work in the entertainment industry. If not, yes,
you can do that anywhere now.
Not really.
Yeah,
If this podcast were to take off somehow, yeah, I would move somewhere else.
Go to Whitefish, Montana, get some fucking guns, ATVs,
Whitefish.
and you're fucking chilling.
I see where your head's at. You're a regular Jessica Krug.
Hey guys, it's Mo. I'm white.
Mo's going to be writing essays on the white experience.
You know what? The other day I was walking down the street.
I was fishing the other day.
I was fly fishing.
Man, we came into my shop the other day. No, so, it does do both. It gets the homeless off the streets. It brings LA back. Make LA great again.
Oh, God.
And it helps these poor people. And it's going to have to come from the taxpayers.
Well, we're a few $1 billion in the red in California, so good.
Well, that's why we stopped giving money to those cocksuckers in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell, and all the other red states that suck our blood.
And by a few billion, I mean about 65.
Who?
We're a lot in debt right now. You're not getting no money for this good camp.
I don't know who did that to us because, Jerry Brown, Governor Moonbeam, left us with a surplus.
Yeah, Newsom.
What the fuck did he do?
That's what he did. He fucked us.
Fucking gruesome Newsom.
Yeah. We're about $65 billion in deficit right now.
Listen, that's terrible.
We had $10 billion surplus coming into the fiscal year.
We need people to come in here.
Good luck with funding your good camp.
Well, we need people to come in here because I'll tell you what.
If you tell them that you're going to go kill all of them, you'll get the money in no time.
I'm tired of seeing liberals or just regular people say, oh, when Jeff Bezos donates $1 million and they're like, oh, that's like me donating 10 cents. First of all, it's still $1 million, even though usually he ends up paying it out over like 10 years. It's a terrible deal.
Yeah, it is.
But stop sitting around thinking that super rich guys like Jeff Bezos are going to save the world and fix the coronavirus or fix the homeless crisis. He's a ruthless capitalist. He has not stopped. He has $200 billion and he still wants more. He hires, he like spies on his workers so they won't form unions to get better pay. He's never going. He could fix homelessness. He could fix hunger.
And it wouldn't even put a dent.
Not a dent.
Fucking his net worth.
He's got $200 billion. He got divorced a few years ago. He's back. He's back. He's up to $200 billion, and his wife, with $63 billion, is the richest woman in the world now from a divorce. They're not going to do it. But you know who it is time to shake down, though? Not just the taxpayers. I forgot about this aspect of my plan. It's time to shake down the Catholic Church and all the other big churches out there that are supposed to be about helping people, but they're not doing it. It's time to make them step up and solve the homeless crisis. We got to tax that ass.
Well, you know what? The Catholic Church is too busy getting bailed out with your money.
Exactly.
Paying their fucking lawyer fees from all these molestation cases.
Molestation?
All these.
That's what you're into.
Molestation cases.
Listen, exactly.
They're not going to fork up anything.
I forgot.
They don't even use their own money to fight their own battles legally.
You're telling me there were $65 billion in debt? Okay, you know what? Fuck it. The Catholic Church, you got to pay up. Either pay up or get the fuck out of town.
Don't threaten them on this. Bro, I live across the street from a convent. I don't want problems with these nuns, bro.
You don't have to worry about the Catholic Church.
I don't want no smoke.
Listen, trust me. All of these churches combined could fix homelessness.
Yes, we know that. They don't give a fuck.
We got to tax them.
Our religion is a sham.
We got to tax them.
What do you want to go rob them?
No, the government passes taxes on them. Because unlike corporations who can just pick up and flee and take their fucking headquarters to Texas or wherever.
Delaware.
The churches got to be everywhere. If they pick up and leave, it's going to be a major hit to their bottom line. So it's either pay up, fix the homeless crisis, live your truth of what you're supposed to be, or
my God. You're trying to strong arm the Catholic Church right now. Bro, first you go from starting concentration camps to strong arming the Catholic Church. Bro, I don't want no smoke, man.
I'm not anti-religion. I'm anti the business of the church that, as you said, is taking our money to pay off their molestation cases.
Right.
Wake up, America. Wake up, Alex Jones. There's your real conspiracy, pal. And the Russia hoax, which, read up on that again. The Senate Intel Committee agreed that, yes, there was collusion. But, okay, that gets swept under the rug. That's no big deal. But, yeah, Mo, that's my problem. I mean, no, that's not my problem. That's my solution.
That's your solution? Let's start these concentration camps and strong-arm the Catholic Church.
We're starting rehab spas for the homeless.
Call them rehab centers. We'll call them good camps.
We're doing it on the Catholic Church's dime.
How do you... Hey,
and
man.
I'm running for governor on that platform.
I love it. You're going to get murdered, but I love it. You're either going to get murdered by the homeless or by the Catholics, but one of those groups is going to kill you.
The homeless will love it. It's going to be a vacation.
Hey, you want to go to a good camp?
Yeah.
We'll take you to the desert where if you try to escape, you die.
Yeah, it's like going out to Sedona or going out to a Palm Springs spa.
Oh, man.
There's just less nightlife.
This is how Hitler sold it. I get it now.
We're going to have all kind of new age people, spiritual people come in. And they're going to be
That's what he was saying back in the day. We got this new healing method. You put the people in the ovens and they're fucking cleansed.
It's going to be, trust me, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. It's going to actually fix the problem. It's the only way. Other than that, Mo, what's your solution? And it better not be a final one.
My mind doesn't work that way. I don't want to exterminate a population of people.
Listen, do I want to exterminate the homeless population? Yes. I don't want there to be any more homeless.
I'm all for eradicating homelessness.
I want these homeless people to be in homes and living life.
Right.
So yes, I want to eradicate
Why do
homeless.
you have to build these good camps, air quotes,
Because
outside of LA? Why so far away?
Because no one in LA wants them in their neighborhood. Garcetti already tried. No one's going for it. They don't want it. They don't want their kids being, seeing all that shit, and they don't want their girlfriends being attacked, and they don't want their dogs kidnapped or, whatever's going on. They don't want to just see this very rough way of living.
The problem that they created.
Well, how did we create the problem?
You flooded the communities with
Honestly,
crack cocaine.
Okay, that's different. That's in the 80s. That was Reagan.
Fucking make a lot of the city unlivable on a working wage. Like, it's not just people choosing to be homeless.
I agree with that. Listen, by the way, we need to stop letting countries like China just have their billionaires park money over here by buying up real estate and making the prices go up. Let's start with that. Let's start with some real affordable housing stuff.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people think, I'll move out to California. I'll move out to LA. I'll make my dream come true. It's warm out there. They come out here with no plan, no money, no, good reason to be here. And then they wind up homeless.
Or they get on unemployment and they're investing their unemployment money in the stock market.
Until that happens. Yeah, right.
My money.
Stop coming out here.
Anyone who invests their unemployment benefits in the stock market, I want a split of their earnings.
I agree.
That's my fucking money.
Let's go to Simon's house right after this.
That's my fucking money.
I think we should close off the border of California to the rest of the country.
Now you want to build a wall?
Yeah.
Jeez, who?
To the rest of the country.
Who am I talking to, right? You want to annex the state of California.
No, but we're not building the wall along the Mexico border. We're building it along the Nevada, the Arizona, Idaho, whatever other states border us.
Oregon? I don't think Idaho borders California.
Oregon? Yeah. You're not invited for like 20 years. Believe me, it's going to help traffic.
You want concentration camps.
It's going to help the homeless.
You're taking a mafia approach with the Catholic Church, and now you're building a wall.
See, the problem in history always is that good ideas get corrupted.
What's this documentary you've been watching on HBO that's influencing all of these thoughts?
The Vow.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm intrigued.
It's actually not influencing. I'm so crazy I had these thoughts on my own before I saw that.
I'm intrigued.
The problem in history is that good ideas, good intentions get corrupted by evil men.
Big Pharma.
I'm taking good ideas and keeping them good. That's my guarantee.
Listen,
as your governor.
All you got to do is say fuck everyone else and worry about yourself.
Yeah, okay. That works up until you got a tent city in your front yard.
You get yourself a fucking closet full of ammunition and guns and weapons.
See, this sounds way crazier.
You buy some fucking precious metals. You have, you're good. You got protection and you got fucking currency.
This sounds way crazier to me.
It's not. I don't give a fuck about anyone else.
See, all these people are going out and buying guns in record numbers. I'm over here trying to heal and help.
You know what's funny to me? Gun sales are booming, but their stocks aren't.
What about their bump stocks?
What's going on, man? What's really happening?
What about their bump stocks? Time for headlines. I didn't know that you could buy stock in guns.
Well, Smith & Wesson is a publicly traded company. But
wow, so you like to make money off of the death of innocent people.
I live in America. That's what they do.
You're a fucking gun runner.
Hulu's producing the fucking Breonna Taylor documentary already, and her cop killer friends, people, fucking murderers are still free.
Well, this will bring some awareness.
Just like you thought the fucking NBA would bring away. Shut the fuck up with your white people and awareness. It doesn't happen.
We thought that you guys wanted awareness.
What do you mean, you guys? It doesn't fucking happen. You fucking arm yourself with knowledge, with weapons, and with precious metals. That's the only way you're surviving this fucking bullshit. It's just about to get crazy. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You think fucking seeing homeless people walking down the street, tent cities, people yelling at you when you eat your salad, this is going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
I'm running a peace and love campaign.
You get your fucking guns. Get your money up.
I have the answers.
And you fucking train your brain. That's how you survive this.
The answer is to strong arm the Catholic Church, kidnap homeless people and force them into rehab spas. And what was the other one? The most recent one? Oh, yeah, build a wall.
Build a wall. You want to build a wall now?
To the rest of the country. Not to Mexico, but to the rest of America. Or, Mo, honestly, I think that it's time to just break up the United States and just secede.
I'm down with that.
Like, everyone who's in a red state, all the red states are one country.
Big C.
All the blue states are a different country. I guess they can keep America, United States of America, if they want. We'll come up with a good new name. We'll figure something out. California's good. It's a good start. And we'll have like a brief amnesty period, I think. Like if you're a blue person living in a red state, you have a brief period, like a couple of years where you can move back to California or to another blue state. And if you're a red state, and vice versa.
Right.
And that's how we do it because the differences are so large.
But then you're forcing people to take an identity with one of these two parties.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what if there's someone that doesn't identify with either, but they just happen to live in a blue state?
Then you can live in the blue state, you live in the red state. That's fine. But you're just going to have to deal with the laws, like the crazy laws that the red state people are going to put into power once they have their own country and they don't have to worry about the liberals and the liberal agenda. We'll have our whole liberal agenda country here in California and New York and Massachusetts and whatever other blue states we have right now. And then they can have their red state agenda and everyone will be happy. Otherwise, it's not going to work anymore.
Just get a gun.
Exactly. That's the solution now, to get a gun.
Get some guns.
My solutions are always about peace and
no, they're
and
not.
Prosperity.
3 weeks ago, you were on this same show talking about how you needed a gun after these interactions. So don't tell me that you're only preaching peace because you're not.
Peace comes through the gun.
That closet you see right there that has nonsense in it, I want that full of guns. That's my goal for the end of 2020.
Wow.
Full of guns and full of silver.
But yeah, we're splitting the country up. And you guys can keep as much as I love the American flag.
Fuck that flag.
And as much as I love the name, the United States of America.
There's nothing's united about this.
And all the history, I agree. There's nothing united about this anymore.
We're hanging up now.
And